Hey guys, this is NumCover coming at you with another game. This game is going to be between TG Korilith, the purple Terran here at the top right, and at the top left we have GenX, the orange Zerg. So this map, you probably don't recognize it unless you played in this tournament, and then if you did, then it's cool seeing yourself on YouTube. But this map is actually Hollow Crown, is made by Broody. And it is this game is a best in a series of 3, and it's in the tournament, the community map tournament #1, first time to do it, and from what I hear it was pretty successful. They had a cash prize, and basically it just gave an opportunity for independent map makers to show their stuff, and also these players to play on new maps. I think that's really always cool to try to analyze and play on a new map, and sometimes really scary, but it's also really cool because, like, for instance, I hated Shakuras Plateau when it first came out because it was so big, and I was used to maps like Steps of War and stuff after the map pool kind of changed a little bit. So yeah, a lot of expos. So but you know, now Shakuras is actually one of my favorite maps, just because I've figured out how to play on it. So let's actually go ahead and take a look at the map. Yeah, this main is pretty standard, the eight mineral patches and 2 gas. However, on the same kind of area of your main, you do have this quick second you can take with only 6 minerals and 1 gas. Then you have a large ramp here, so that's actually going to be really hard to wall in. And then you have some mineral patches here, the standard 8 and 2 gas. And then also you have a very quick third, where you have the normal amount of patches and gas. Then, if you still don't have enough minerals and gas, you can go ahead and clear these destructible rocks away, and that will give you access to the rich mineral fields here and the 1 gas there. So it's a huge map, lots of expansions, and just because it's a huge map doesn't mean we're going to see a macro game, but at least gives the possibility of it, whereas Steps of War, you never see that. So GenX is going to expand quite quickly, just as his pool finished up there. So playing standard, going to get his queen right now, send his overlords out, and he has spotted Korilith here. And I have been playing around with some of these new features, and I realized that instead of going down here and switching the vision to only GenX, you can just hold down V. That's really cool. So hopefully you enjoy some of these new features that the replay system has been implemented. And this drone is not going to make it, just sees these 2 Marines, which actually can tell you a lot about what the Terran is doing. Not quite a lot, because he has not actually seen what gases have been taken, but he does at least know that it's not going to be anything crazy like a Marauder first something. So we do only see Korilith on 1 gas, and GenX actually on 1 gas as well, as his expansion is about to finish. Now he's got these Zerglings out, which is more than you would normally make at the beginning of the game. However, I'm sure he's looked at the map and realized that, hey, the ramp into my opponent's base is really big, and he doubts that, and I of course know that he has not had a chance to wall everything in. So actually we see Korilith going to go ahead and expand right now. Meanwhile, as these Zerglings come in, and really only 6 Marines here that he could actually take down 1. There goes 1 Marine. Here's 2, and the 3rd one is going to be taken out. He's going to be forced to pull some SCVs already, as just this is just way too big. 1 Hellion is going to come out, and that's really going to be able to help things. But already we can see Korilith is in a lot of trouble. There's 1 SCV going down, 2 SCVs going down, and 3. And those Zerglings have paid for themselves, as those SCVs do just escape. So, and actually are harassing this command center as well. This Hellion does come out, and it's going to be able to kill and roast that Zergling. But if we look at the units lost tab, you can see that Terran has lost a lot more. And actually, okay, if that Zergling hadn't been killed, he could actually have killed this command center. And really, GenX has got to be feeling pretty good after that. He was able to buy himself time to get this expansion up, and so he's got to be feeling good about that. Now he is going to throw down the Spine Crawler. I like that because he's already seen 1 Hellion. He knows that more Hellions could be on the way with the Blue Flame. Actually, he doesn't know that, but he really, one or two spine crawlers, if they're placed well enough, can really shut down a lot of harassment by Hellions. Just because Hellions do like absolutely no damage to either queens, spine crawlers, or sentries. If you've ever seen it, just like one sentry trying to fight a Hellion, that's really funny. But so anyway, yeah, these Hellions are going to roast those Zerglings, but meanwhile, 2 queens here. Great to see them placed like that, and going to actually be able to do a lot more damage because of the way those queens were placed. Now, I don't agree with placing both those queens over there. He's going to try to sandwich them, just as Blooming Flame is shown. Now, these Hellions actually can do the exact same thing that those Zerglings did. Roast so... That was probably like 5 drones, 6 drones. And some of these Hellions are going to... This one has 2 HP, 8 HP. So if they get poked anymore, there goes 1 more drone. All in a line, about 3 or 4 more. This is just incredible. He does get 1 Hellion. He's going to possibly get the second. He does. There's just 1 Hellion left, but this Hellion has 5 kills, and it has paid for itself. Wow, that's just incredible. So we can see that he's actually bought himself some time to get his orbital command up, and meanwhile he's going to start on placing some barracks down and get that wall off. It really looks like both players are just trying to swap back and forth with these run-bys doing all this damage. We've seen that Zerg has now lost more, 27 units. The income right now is 24 harvesters to 227. So, and then the Terran does, of course, also have the mules. But meanwhile, he splits up between his Zerglings and his Hellions, so he's actually was able. I'm not sure if he actually killed any of those. He really didn't do very much damage at all there. He didn't kill many SCVs. He did delay some mining time. That's good. But I like how he's tried to split things up. But he didn't really have enough Zerglings to do anything really at that much. And making 11 drones, he's really trying to get ahead here. He's probably going to be looking to take his third here soon, as soon as he can be definitive on exactly what tech route that Korilith is going to go. He has, of course, seen these Marines and Hellions, but you know, you could easily get tanks off that, which is what you're going to need to do against any sort of mass sling or Baneling type play. So really doing a good job spreading his creep. Right now he has 4 queens, and you know, Blizzard actually said, I think I've read this on Battle.net forums, that they're trying to implement creep as a resource. So you can really see how that GenX is doing with that. These Zerglings are just taken out immediately. These queens are actually going to be able to force these Hellions back a little bit, but until he gets his spine crawlers down here in this choke, he's not actually going to be able to do that much. The Zerglings not doing anything. Now he's actually got all these creep tumors, which is good. But of course you can't build on top of a creep tumor. So these queens out of position a little bit. This spine crawler is going to be able to poke away, get 1-2 shots off, but now he's going to be going straight back into the main, and he's not going to be able to do anything except losing a lot of drones again. He does a okay job splitting, but he still just loses a lot. You're trying to all of those Zerglings just get taken out. And he is actually able to clean those Hellions up, but he does spot the Spire. So meanwhile, we see GenX getting his third. These drones actually, I'm not sure, I guess they're just trying to see, yeah, exactly what expansions have been taken. So right now it is, of course, 2 bases to 3. If you really want to call this an entire base, you really just don't have that much there. So it's kind of like a half base. But throwing down mass barracks right now. And I'm going to need to see some medevacs here soon. Has not actually gotten any upgrades here at this point. Doesn't look like either player has. So it looks like that Korilith is going to take his third now. Of course, a little bit delayed as GenX's third does just finish. So he switched over to the Baneling and Mutas. So that's going to be good just as the tanks are coming out. Now, Korilith does have pretty good timing on this and has already got some good missile turrets there in place. But here for his third, he gets there just in time with these 3 mutas. These 3 mutas are really not going to be able to do anything except really scout a little bit and, of course, get chased away. So if he could kill an SCV and delay that, which he does, that's always good. But really any more damage than that is not going to be able to do at this time. So again, good spread of creep. Really, the bigger the map, the more important creep spread is, and that may sound a little intuitive because of it, unintuitive, counterintuitive. That's the word. Because if it's a small map, you might think, okay, well, the more creep the better, because the percentage of the map, if it's a small map that's covered, is greater if it's a small map. However, if it's a big map, you gain more vision, map vision, and that's always good. Plus, if you have a lot, you can connect more bases together with creep. And it's actually going to be able to take out this refinery, as it indeed does burn down. So we see the Terran just now getting stemmed, so that's actually delayed quite a bit. I need to remind you, because I don't think I've said it this cast, that these are actually mid-diamond, high diamond, mid-master level players, so these ain't no scrubs from their mom's basement. Although if they do live in their mom's basement, that's quite alright. I'm not going to try to judge on any lifestyles with this place. But anyway, these mules are going to be forced back. And he's making some more. Actually, he's not. He's kind of stopped at this point. He's going into the banelings here, getting banelings speed, getting more zerglings, and just continually trying to macro up. They are both at 46 harvesters, which is not good. GenX needs to, I would say, switch back over to drones, which he is doing right now. So that's good. The armory is on the way, so he's going to be able to get out here. He's already got the almost going to extend marines. He's going to need those, plus the Thors to help deal with this muta harassment, although he does have good placement from his missile towers, so those are going to do okay. I really would like to see GenX move out here and try to take a fourth, maybe sort of ninja and expansion. However, Korilith, great, has placed these SCVs here. He realizes that since it is such a big map, that the possibility for a ninja expansion is there. So he's got those SCVs sitting there, and that's great. Now, GenX is actually able to, he's actually going to be able to take out this Sterix. And one more hit, and that goes down. That's actually really big. Korilith is not doing everything he needs to do, even managing to take out some of those Hellions, which are just going to roast these Zerglings and Banelings, so that's great. Now, two Thors are on the way, about to pop out. There's one, and looks like there's the other. So good. That is going to help him tremendously move out and take his third. If we look at the supply of both players right up here, thanks to Blizzard, we can see that the Zerg player is slightly ahead. That is due to actually, he just has a slightly bigger army. The working count is about the same. Now, it looks like the Terran army is going to, and he forced them. There are only a few marines, but still good. We can see that he is going to force him to move out. Now, he does have to get up here before. Their siege tanks are sieged and is actually able to run over a lot of this, but these Thors are able to take a lot of damage, plus the marines are able to actually force this back. And, yeah, he just didn't quite engage correctly. The mutas were slightly out of position when that happened. So that was good of him to hold that off. And of course, Korilith does know that he cannot continue that. And if it's not null in, which he is not, he's expanding behind that. So good. I enjoy that. I don't like all ends that much. So what that really did do was halt the creep spread a little bit. And so we do see Korilith now ahead in the supply count, and actually forcing more of these mulas to retreat. We can see that the Terran player has lost a little bit less. I felt he definitely felt pressured when these mulas were over here, and so he felt like he had to move out, but he destroyed the entire army almost, except for these mutas, and was able to move back. So we do see that GenX has taken his, actually that's his fourth there, and these SCVs are going down just to check, make sure there's no ninja expansion. I really like that. You know, usually we don't see maps quite big enough that actually comes into play, but that is a wonderful decision to do. So just making actually a couple marauders now. So he's actually, I'm not exactly sure why he's doing that. Maybe do some drops possibly and try to snipe off some key tech structures, but Marauders are really not going to do the best against Zergling and for sure not Mutalisk. So we do see him just trying to fly around here and do as much damage as he has. These might actually be on patrol. I'm not sure. That'd be really cool if they were. We usually don't see patrol a whole lot unless it has to do with Viking flowers or any type of other things. So he's being really aggressive with these Mutalisks. I like that. And he, of course, is going to see that that Korilith is moving out right now. His 4th base is about to be done. The army tab right now is Terran has got a bigger army by almost 1,000, and he's just trying to take out these creep tumors. That's excellent. And he actually does not manage to take that one out just in time. So he does get sieged up now. Good. I like this. He's not going to be caught off guard quite as easily. So we are going to see him try to come around the flank from behind. Come in here, and the tanks just can't quite hold everything off at the same time. Not magic boxing with mutas, so they could possibly be taking out the Thors. Really just got too much. And he actually wipes out a lot there on the ground, forcing these tanks to go back if they're not quite back quick enough. He is going to lose them. Actually, GenX just does not decide to continue. The supplies are very even right now. However, yeah, the Terran player has lost more, as I expected. He did get the bad end of the stick on that fight. So looks like that GenX is just going to basically re-rally, get some more troops, and tech up to the hive we see here in his main base. So I like that. Possibly going to go for against all these Marines and tanks and Thors. Some Ultralisk would be good. However, you actually don't want to fight. You don't want to fight Ultralisk against Marines because they don't get that bonus damage. So you can see that he's just trying to do as much damage as he can, getting this missile turret out and actually delaying all 3 of these barracks. So that's good. He's trying to keep up on spending his money. He actually cancels those 3. I'm not exactly sure why didn't he just try to bring this over here, but it looks like that these SCVs are continually scattered around, and I like that. That's great. Again, as I have said, so this creep spread is continuing. Again, he's going straight to his opponent's base. The income right now, if we look at this, you usually don't see a Zerg player with just that amount of income, because you usually don't see maps with quite this many of expansions. So I really like this map. I just got the one Zelnaya tower there in the middle, and these stores are going to move out here. No, it's actually pulled back. Looks like that was a misclick. So I like this big map. It's got lots of expansions. I really think for someone to play this map effectively, you would need to be really good at harass, which is really what GenX is showing he's capable of doing. What with the muta play. So it looks like that he actually has +1 armor carapace instead of attack, which is interesting because usually your mutas are not designed to actually just fight the army directly. They're just used to hit and run tactics. So yeah, these mutas are going to be forced back as he takes his next base. His units are here as Baneling Zergling, so he's going to try to catch these tanks not sieged up, and he's not magic boxing. So meanwhile, we do see that infantry weapons level 3 is about to be done, and when that's done, these Marines are just going to eat these mutas for breakfast. So he should be, when he's moving out, he should be expanding again. He's just really mining from one base right now. He's moving his main base to the 4th there. I would rather have just built another one here at this point. Now we do see that the Zerg player is maxed out, trying to intercept some reinforcements here instead of directly attacking his opponent's army. He knows that he can do that because his army is so spread out, and I'm going to try to, bam, look at that. Now you can just see everything. So these units here, he knows he can do this because the siege tank and Thor are so immobile. Meanwhile, they are coming back, immediately sieging up there and sending these Marines. He's got a lot, but I think these siege tanks can hopefully kill all these and everything, and these Marines actually pull through and get everything. So we'll pop this overlay back on. These mutas do try to stall this, and they can actually take out, well, this Thor is going to have something to say about them taking that out. So not actually going to work. These medevacs are playing a pretty big role now as he's switching over to a lot of Marines since those upgrades have started. He's changed this into Planetary Fortress. I actually don't like that because this is really only going to be attacked by air units, and I don't know. I'd rather that be an orbital. So, alright, so these Zerglings are going to come here, and he's going to put these Marines back, and the siege tanks again win for the day, everything. Inarticulacy at its best. So these Marines again pushing these units back, and he's going to try to keep pushing these siege tanks forward. He really just does not have the income right now to make a whole lot of really anything. What he is making is a lot of Marines and just these stores, because those are going to be the money units he really needs, which Marines are always the money unit. Zooming in here and going to take out these Marines, like I said, with those, that +3 attack. They're dealing 9 damage, and their DPS is insane, only topped by the carrier in the entire game. So we do see 7 Broodlords coming in, and that is going to completely take the cake here for GenX. He is going to be able to move in here, force these siege tanks to unsiege, and then move in with his Zerglings, and then really that's about it, because he does not really have the capacity to produce a lot of Vikings here at this point, and I really think that GenX is going to just be able to walk right into this. Of course, Thors deal bonus damage against light units, and even just moving his drones right past everything, he feels good enough to do that. So, but like I was saying, Thors do bonus, as you can see there, against against light damage, which Broodlords are not. They are armored and massive. So, like I said, they're really not going to help against these Broodlords, and these Broodlords are just going to lay siege to everything. That's burning down, and pretty soon this planetary fortress is going to go down. Actually, I was wondering, I don't think planetary fortress has splash, but if it did, it'd be interesting, because then it would start killing all these SCVs. So if you know if it has splash, let me know and put it in the comments of the video, but I'm pretty sure it does not. So yeah, this really is pretty much the end of Korilith. We see that the income tab right now, the Rogue player is tripled the income, basically, of the Terran player, and right now the Terran is only mining from 1 base, and really he was just a lot, Zerg is going to expand usually faster than Terran anyway, but it seemed like that Korilith was very reluctant to expand, and I really think that hurt him in the end. So 83 harvesters, 238, maxed out army 291. So I think it is pretty much over. That 1 Viking being taken out there, and he's trying to make 2 more Vikings, but really those Vikings are not going to be able to handle all of this. So even if he could actually make it, yeah, and he does GG. I was going to say, even if he could handle all those Broodlords and Vikings, then the excellent next step would just be for GenX to transition into Ultralisk. Great combination there. So anyway, great first game. I will definitely cast the other 2 games in the series ASAP, but I'm going to go ahead. Yeah, actually, I should cast those because this is a really good series, and then I'm going to put the finals up. So, this is the album cover, and I'll see you guys in the next game. Hey guys, this is the album cover coming at you with another game. This is going to be game 2 in a best of 3 series between GenX, the orange Zerg, here in the top, and in the bottom is GenX Korilith, the purple Terran. And so yeah, this is the, of course, like I said, the second game in a tournament. This is the round of 4, I believe, in the community map tournament 1. So first tournament they've done, got cash prizes, or maybe just prize for the first place, but regardless, really cool. This is a user created map, and this is actually I believe this is, let me check, it's green. So forgot the name there. This is green by Time, and this has actually been in one of the other videos I casted from this tournament. So I really like this map. Like I said before, it's got this huge open area here in the middle, and plenty of ways to enter and exit this, so lots of places so you can flank, and also these 2 Xel'Naga caverns, towers, excuse me. And so the first game of this series, if you haven't watched it, go and watch it now. But if you have, I'm about to spoil it for you. the winner of that was GenX. It was a really good game, and you should go check it out now. But basically, we can see both players in this game playing pretty standardly. Looks like that our Zerg player is going to go for, it looks like a 15 hatch, or maybe 14 hatch, I'm not sure, but I'm sorry, 15 pool. And so, yep, so pretty standard by both players so far. This drone is going to be able to scout out everything, knows exactly when that Marine starts, seeing only one gas, trying to do what little damage he can, harass a little bit before he knows when it's time to get out, and actually will be trapped in here, and now that is a dead drone walking, or I guess it's hovering over the ground. But Zerg player is going to take his natural there, and like I said before in the other video, the natural is standard on this map. And yeah, basically he's not taking a gas yet, of course, to save up money for that expansion. But it'll be interesting to see if he is going to go for a quick speed. There is a kind of build going on right now that is pretty popular. It's a PVX build, so you can use it against any matchup. Usually against Protoss, but I've also seen it against Terran, where you get a late hatchery, and you get a hatchery in like 16, I think, and then you just make, you don't get gas until like 40 supply. It's ridiculous, but I don't feel like that's what we're going to see. Although if you haven't check that build out and that sounds like something that might interest you, then go check it out on Team Liquid. Which, speaking, if you want to know more about this tournament, or how to get your maps in this tournament, and how to play in this tournament, then you should check out the tournament information on Team Liquid. He should have probably canceled that. He was going to die, and he lost more. But anyway, it's only a third, I think, of 25 minerals. So, but yeah, check out Team Liquid, search community tournament, and basically we see the Zerglings just kind of probing up, going to see this reactor. That reactor is actually huge. He knows that the gas was spent on the reactor, but he's just going to see the Marines come out. So he knows that a lot of the gas has got to be spent on something else. If Korilith did indeed take his second gas after killing that, but he didn't, and of course he doesn't know that, and he's just going to expand behind that. So I like that. That's good. There's not a whole lot of other things you can do when a Zerg does steal your gas. However, the Zerg, if they're good, will realize that there's not many things you can do, and of course will act accordingly based on what they believe you can do. So we are going to see Blue Flame Hellions again from our Terran player. He was able to use those quite effectively in the first game, and if that part of the game he used, of course, the opening, and he was able to do a lot of damage. So we're going to be interested to see if he can do the same amount of damage as he did in the first game. So I like the Overlord placement here by the Zerg player. Kind of any drops possibly that might be going on, he's definitely going to be able to spot those. It'd be good to kind of distribute these Overlords just a little bit better, especially like one right over here and maybe back over here, excuse me, because that's where the drops are going to happen if Korilith does decide to do drops, which Blue Flame Hellion drop would be great. It's not going to happen quite yet, or at least he's not rushing to it. So, but nevertheless, his command center is done, and I thought we might see him sack an Overlord right now to see exactly kind of what's going on, but it doesn't look like he's quite ready to do that. Now, metabolic boost is going to be done here soon. Not quite done now. Now, he's actually sending these Marines out, sort of, okay, I guess he's, of course, just going to send them out in front of these Hellions. These armies are going to pass straight by each other. He hasn't seen anything, and he's going to see this Ultimate Command and then this other barracks here soon. And these Zerglings, actually, again, are going to miss these units. And going to see exactly what kind of damage you can do. He's going to see this out here. At the same time, he's going to actually kill one of those creep tumors. Looks like these queens are going to indeed block the ramp. Good placement there. These drones are going to flee for the lives. A couple of them die, but these queens and the spine crawler should be able to hold off everything. Queens just laugh at Blue Flame Hellions because, of course, the Hellions. Actually, he's not walking up into his main base. These huge blunder there. Gets a lot of drones. Yeah, that's probably about 8 drones. 1 kill, 3 kills, and 10 kills there on that Hellion. 14 kills, 15 kills before he died. So those Hellions did indeed pay for themselves. Look at the wow, our Zerg player is down to 18 harvesters right now. He knows he's in a lot of trouble. So this command center is going to be able to land right now. But basically, the Zerg player is going to have to make something happen right now, or he's not going to be able to make anything happen because he's just barely getting that supply depot up in time to roast those Zerglings. And actually going to send these Hellions down here to fend off this attack. So really, it does not look good for GenX there. He had in the start of that, he really had his queen's position very well, but there at the end he made a pretty big blunder and let these Hellions up into his main base, and that's really what killed like 15 drones. So it looks like that he's going to be able to get this expansion up. Of course, much later than his opponents, but really, if you look at the income tab right now, he's very far ahead, still on harvesters, and because of these mules, dropping 4 mules down there at once. So, you know, if you're the Terran player in this case, you've got to just play safe. You've got to just make sure that you don't lose the game, because at this point, the game is his to lose. This Overseer is going to be able to spot around here and just kind of do something. It's been good for him maybe to goop that command center, but regardless, he does not decide to do it. Really an underused ability, but yeah, good for scouting. So look at the production tab. The Spire is almost done, which is good because the engineering bay did just finish for Korilith. He should be hopefully be getting some sort of missile turrets here soon, depending on if he's got his timings down. I'm not sure if I said it in this video, but these players are top diamond and mid master, so these are good players. They have the fundamentals for sure down, and they've also got pretty good sense of timing. So very good. He's gonna basically just try to spot around and make sure that the Zerg player has not expanded yet again, which is exactly what he needs to do. Korilith needs to just maintain some control over the map and make sure he knows when his opponent is doing what. So throwing down another engineering bay to get those attack and armor upgrades at the same time. So at this point, he sees that GenX has not expanded again. He's on 2 bases. Well, he's also on 2 bases, so he's got to be feeling good about that. GenX is actually doing a pretty good job of being active with his Overseer, but hatching 6 Mulas right now. He's that's about all he can do because he just doesn't quite have the gas for it. He did take some guys off of gas here at his natural to try to get a lot more drones and just drone up. So I do like that. But this Hellion does indeed go down after killing a few Zerglings. Good if the Zerglings could go ahead and catch these Hellions, just because it of course stops scouting and also kills a Hellion. So hopefully he can be active enough with these. So these Mulas are out. We have 4 there here initially, and this missile turret is already up, and all these Marines are going to force them back. He does have, I like how he puts 2 missile turrets there at his main base. We saw him do that in the first game, and I like that because it really covers the mineral lines a lot better than just one there in the center. Plus, it doesn't block the pathing for the SCVs, and that is of course going to reduce your income just a little bit. It's not going to be a whole lot, but you know, for people that are good at this game, you know, 5 seconds. So it's actually built another one there to help cover it as well. So again, very good. So GenX is going to take his next base. He's going to take his 3rd before the Terran. However, if you look at the income tab right now, he's still down on harvesters there. And oh gosh, all these mules just dying. And these he's not even actually got any upgrades finished yet. Looks like he actually did just finish that as I said that, and I love how that works. Just as I say something, then the opposite is true. But these mules again are forced back by the Thor that just popped out. So if I'm the Zerg player here at this time, I'm really going to be panicking because I'm not exactly sure what I can do to catch up. You know, he's just now expanding. He's really going to need to try to harass as much as he can to buy some time to get his economy back to where he needs it to be. So he doesn't even actually kill off these Hellions. So really, he's losing some of these small skirmishes when he really just needs to start picking away at his opponent, and he's really been unable to do so right now. He hasn't actually used this Overseer. He can just make a changeling and just try to get some sort of information on the current army composition of the Terran player. Now it looks like the Terran player is going to move out right now. The army tab shows that the Terran army is vastly superior. So there's really, I'm not sure what the Zerg is going to be able to do to fend this off. He's making what he can. He's actually got 53 Zerglings, only 7 Banelings, and it's just really not looking good. He's going to be able to take out this third, and these drones are going to come down to their death. So really just not able to do anything as his third is being taken out. I'm not sure that was the best place for a third. Maybe over here would have been slightly better, but it looks like the Zerg army is going to move out. Again, this huge middle space I really like because you can really get some flanks on. The way that the Terran sieges his tanks is going to be really important, as depending on how he's going to react to some of these flanking opportunities that the Zerg player has. However, the army is quite large for a Terran player, so he definitely can just sort of assert himself in a brutish manner and hopefully finish him off with this push. He's doing a good job being careful and leapfrogging those takes up there, and trying to be a little active for these Hellions. Going to be pushed back with the Mutalisk. So again, an Overseer, spawn his Chainling, and send it up here and have some eyes on the army. That would be great. Meanwhile, it looks like that this fight is going to be tense, and he actually does a really bad job splitting his Marines. And Balins can't decide what they want to hit, and although he just has way too many Marines, this Marine there is going to end up with, it looks like, 2 HP. So making some more Zerglings here, but just not going to be enough. This one Spider Collar is going to poke its way to death, but in the end, it's just not going to be able to be transferred fast enough. So looks like that is going to be the end of our Zerg player. And you know, he put up a good fight, but just made, really, when you're this good, guys, one mistake really does cost you the game. And as we saw, that one run by that those Hellions had really is what cost him the game. So looking forward to game 3. The score is tied to 1-1. So this is an album cover, and I will see you in game 3. Coming at you from every side. It's an album cover, not Linkin Park, so if you got that reference, props to you. In the top left of the map, we have GenX Korilith, and in the bottom right of the map, we have GenX, the orange Zerg. So yeah, this is going to be, there's 4 different maps in the community map tournament, and this is the 4th one. I don't believe we've seen this one before. This is Melting Pot, and it is made by Smash Hammer. So let's take a minute to review the score this in the game. This is the final game in a best of 3 between GenX and Korilith, and so the winner of this will go on to the finals, win it, and could possibly win a cash prize if you win the tournament. So that's cool. Let's take a look at the map. So we have a pretty large area for the main here. It actually looks like, oh, there's 2 ways into the main. This back door is a wide ramp, and it's just got 3 mineral patches, and 1 gas. So then that opens up into another wide ramp, which, okay, that's kind of interesting. It's just got this plateau area up here, and then a place behind some shrubbery that just screams to be dropped on. Yeah, so then meanwhile, if we do look at the front of the base, we have a normal expansion there for your second. Then if you move out here, you're going to see a gold with 6 patches, 1 gas, and then another smaller base with 2 gas but only 6 minerals. So okay, so a lot of expansions, but they're small, so you're gonna have to expand a lot. I like that. That's kind of cool. So we do have 2 Xel'Naga towers right here. I keep calling them caverns. Whatever. So Xel'Naga towers that are going to be able to see if this base has been taken, and maybe if that base has been taken too. So already we can see that the drone there from GenX just barely escapes with 2 HP. Wow, just barely. Trying to delay as much as he can for that barracks. So we've seen in both games that Korilith decided to go, ooh, and he gets it, just barely. So Korilith has gone for Hellions in both games. They've been effective in both games, but in the second game is what really I feel like won him the game. Go ahead and watch that game if you haven't seen it, and go ahead and watch the first one too while you're at it, because the tournament director sent me all these replays and said, hey, check out Korilith versus GenX. It's a great series, and you know what? I agree with him. So we can see that there's some pretty cool flame fireworks there in the middle. Going to go ahead and wall off with Zergling, so he's not going to be able to get in there. Actually, if he clicked on a mineral patch, he would be, but he doesn't, and that is taken out. So he's not going to want him to see that quick Roach Warren. I like it. Okay, so he's basically going to rush for roaches, and then basically just try to punish Korilith for going only Marine, and then possibly Hellion again. I like it. He's gonna play the opponent, play the series, not just play the metagame. So these are going to be able to get in here, but they don't quite have the surface area or the altitude to be successful in their endeavors in this attack. So I like how he's going to pull back right now. And we actually have 6 Roaches. Forgive me, I don't play Zerg as much anymore, but I'm pretty sure this is going to be the Roach Rush. Okay, so, must have been a pause there in the game, but now we're back on, and yeah, so this has got to be the 6 or 7 Roach Rush, and so this really has, if Korilith does not spot this, he's in the middle of building a tech lab on his factory, and he is actually going to complete the wall in, so that's going to help him, but it's really not quite enough. Now, these Marines are going to, on the outside, okay, yeah, he's actually going to, that Marine's pathing is off. So, yeah, he's going to move on the outside. I don't know if I really like that. These Roaches are, yep, there's the 7th Roach. So, these Marines are just going to try to scare this away. He's actually going to try to keep these out here for as long as possible. And he's going to come in here with his Roaches. And at this point, Korilith is freaking out. He sees all these Roaches coming on. He realizes he doesn't have a bunker. He is going to go ahead and throw up that supply depot, killing that SCV first, and to get the health on these. He is going to be able to bust down, losing 1 Roach. And he's got the SCVs. I think he's going to be able to hold this. Well, no, he's not bringing the SCVs. He's not bringing any SCVs. He's not actually bringing SCVs to help hold this off. So you really need to do that in order to hold this off. He's he's building 1 bench. He's putting all of his eggs in that basket. Meanwhile, he's still got minerals to spend. He could be doing something. Now he's forced to pull off the SCVs. Even the mule there, he's definitely feeling pretty desperate here at this point. Now it looks like, yeah, this Roaches are possibly, are definitely now going to be able to be cleaned up here with this Banshee. Meanwhile, though, it looks like the Harvester's count is 22 to 15, and so it looks like that Korilith is out here with his Banshee. He has managed to expand as well, both players actually, and so now GenX sees the Banshee, and he's actually not going to. He doesn't actually have a lair or an evolution chamber. So if Korilith decided to go for cloak, then he would be actually in a lot of trouble. So I guess he just is not gonna worry about that. You know, some things you worry about, some things you don't. So he's actually just, GenX is gonna make a lot of Zerglings here from this point, and I think just try to finish off his opponent. Sending this Roach over here, but that Roach is going to be cleaned up. These Zerglings are going to be pushed back right now as well. So this Queen is going to be able to handle all these Queens. I guess he's just going to make a lot of Queens. Yeah, he did overmake, well, not overmake, he just made a bunch of Queens there for defense, but didn't actually have detection. So kind of surprised by that. Maybe he when he was over here, he didn't see the tech lab kind of gyrating or pulsing, so he just knew that the cloak wasn't on the way, and then just assumed his opponent wouldn't go for it. So the Harvester count right now is 27 to 23. So even though that GenX was able to do a lot of damage there at the beginning, He's actually behind on harvesters now because he continued to make a lot of these Zerglings, and I'm not exactly sure why he's doing that, and then just kind of leaving him here to die. So I don't know. That's not intuitive to me at all. If you've got any ideas for that, go ahead and leave them in the comments below. But moving quite on, we do see that looks like the lair is just about to finish up for GenX. Meanwhile, it looks like actually, Korilith realizes he's needs to go ahead and expand again. So yeah, there goes that other command center and these 3 barracks going down. It's going to be interesting to see where he puts this. I think he's going to float it down here. That's kind of the closest place. But he probably going to float it right here. That seems like that's much easier to defend. So we see that our Zerg player is, of course, stopped making the roaches, and just basically he's got a lot of money. He's actually got a lot of larvae. So I'm not even okay. There goes a lot of the larvae. He's got Inspire going on right now, and these banshees are 4 kills, 8 kills, 5 kills, 8 kills. So these are really kind of paying for themselves. He's definitely forced the queening. They're making a lot of queens. He actually has I think 5 queens now. Yeah, so 5 queens, and so this overseer has gotten a glimpse of exactly what is happening in his opponent's base, seeing this extra engineering bay, and realizing that his expansion is going to go up here pretty soon. So these 2 banshees are kind of stuck here for the moment. Yep, gonna actually be able to take those down, and he takes both of them down. That baller queen with 2 kills. So gonna be able to clean that up. That's always good, because whenever he moved out, he would always have to think about, okay, well, am I going to be attacked by these banshees? And that would always be in the back of his mind until those were dead. So good thing he took that out. Now his spire is about to be done. Good use of the goop. That's actually not. It's contaminate. I just call it goop, and a lot of people do too. So, stop judging me. So the hatchery for his 3rd is going to go down, while basically this orbital command is already functionally mining. So the Zerg player is behind in that regard. The income tab shows that that Korilith does have a lot more harvesters than GenX. So really not looking good for GenX right now. He's just been pretty lethargic with trying to get his economy up. He's got a lot of Zerglings, a lot of Mutalisks on the way. It's actually supply blocked right now. That overseer must have been taken out. So not exactly sure. I missed that. So just going to send out these mutas. Again, we've seen a lot of the same kind of strategy from both players every game. Korilith's strategy was a little bit sidetracked in this game, just due to the fact that the rush was present there. So just going to poke around here, see what he can see. Does, of course, see the tanks and the Marines again. And I think he might have seen, let's actually check. Of course, now he for sure sees it. He sees a 2nd factory, and realizes that this tank is going to be used for that factory. So realizes that the Thors are just on the way here soon, shortly. They're going to be. So massing up some more Zerglings. He's getting his Baneling speed and droning up. I really like the fact that he's droning up, especially while he's harassing at the same time. This cliff, though, I keep thinking about this cliff. This cliff is just devious. Deviant is malicious. The cliff itself is malicious, and yeah, you're really going to have to put these turrets here and something to just stop sort of drops like that. I can't help but think that's going to be really hard to keep a Terran that really wants to do drops out of your base with that cliff there. So these units are going to come in here and then find the sweet spot there where they're not going to get hit by the turrets. Ooh, but forces a stem from all those Marines and just runs away. So that is a small victory in and of itself. Just making band speed is done. His evolution chamber is on the way now. Meanwhile, it looks like that our Terran player he's about to get his combat shield. Of course, does have stem, and then his +1 attack is on the way. The armory is almost done, and so he's going to be looking to get some Thors out here quite shortly. So that little SCV there is immediately dead. That looks like a satellite tower. These maps in this tournament are actually really cool. I like all the different shading that's on them, and you know, there's cool shading on things like Zelnaga Cavern too. But I just think that's cool to put little things like that in your maps. Really give it sort of an atmosphere that is really cool and I like. So, all right, we can see that that our Zerg player is making a lot of Zerglings and Banelings, hence the term Mutaling. And we do have a change in here that's, I think, just been sitting here for a while. Maybe that was a misclick, but yeah, this change in here is rip-roaring ready to go, but not actually doing anything, not actually doing any scouting. So it'd be a good idea to go ahead and see some of that. And it looks like this base is going to get almost immediately spotted. We've seen Korilith being very good with being active on his scouting with his SCVs. That's something that I really haven't quite seen a lot of. It is a huge thing. Last game we saw him do excellent job of that. So if you haven't seen the last game, go and check that out. It's a very good game. Like I said, all these have been very good games, and I really hope that there is enough interest in this kind of tournament where map makers make the maps for the tournament that that it continues, and the second one will happen, because you know, we can all play on the GSL maps, and those are really cool because that's what all the pros play on. But I think there's something to be said for doing your own thing, and you know, if we all copy the same build orders as everybody else, yeah, we're gonna have really maybe refined build orders, but we're not gonna learn anything new ourselves. And I think that's what's really cool about playing a game that's as young as StarCraft 2, is you get to learn things yourself. So I am off my soapbox now, but we can see that these mutas are trying to do some damage, going to be forced back, and that refiner is actually going to be healed up and ready to go. Look at this. I called it. You heard me. I called it. Drop right here. And it's just, he's going to be able to walk in. And it's actually going to take a long time for him to get units back there. So he actually can kill a lot of drones. Unless he just reacts immediately. He kills a lot of drones in here. You can probably snap his queen and then fly away, and that would just do huge damage. He needs to pick up right immediately. He needs to pick up right now. He needs to pick up right now. He does, and these mutas come back and just immediately let the medevac go. He needs to drop the marines right now, and look, this is dead. So, yeah, if he had just, I don't know, those mutas probably still would have caught it about where they did. So, again, that just shows the benefit. Again, doing another drop right here. Killing a lot of stuff, almost actually taking out the hatchery, but again, he's doing a really good job of spreading his creep. I mean, excellent job. So that's great. And actually, this medevac is going to escape. Yes, it is. So very cool. Korilith is going to take his next base, his 1, 2, 3, 4, his 4th base. So again, a larger map will lend itself to these macro style games where you have the back and forth of really good players. And he is going to get an orbital command right here. And these marines with, let's see, yeah, just 1/1 right now. So he is getting his +2 here. It looks like, yeah, he did get that changeling. So very good there. He looks like, okay, he looks like he's probably just going to push in here, do as much as he can while trying to establish his 4th. I like that. It's really good. Just going to stop this spread of creep right now, forcing these mutas back. Kill a lot of these mutas. This queen miscontrolled there. Looks like he's actually almost going to be taken out. Full energy getting these Zerglings, here they come. Before the tanks can siege, that's huge. Banelin's going after all the marines, and looks like he got a pretty good split there. Yeah, and actually, gosh, it's a ton of marines left. So those Banelings actually did not do hardly anything. And this is looking real bad for GenX. So 190 Terran against 108 supply. Zerg, and these, gosh, all these drones are dying. They can't even make it across there. And I think that is going to be GG as he sieges up. He's got 16 Zerglings on the way, a Greater Spire also on the way, but it's just not enough with this mini ball. So, wow. Korilith takes the game and the series. He's going to move on to the finals. I will bring you the finals right now.